Hello and welcome to another gentle episode of Lunar English Podcast. You're here with me, and right now, if you listen closely, you might just hear the rain outside my window. It's softly tapping at the glass, almost as if it wants to join in. I find that a bit comforting, so I hope it makes you feel grounded too, wherever you are listening from. If this episode feels supportive for you, please consider liking or subscribing so we can keep growing this calm space together. Let's settle in and take a breath. I often think about the stories we quietly repeat to ourselves. They shape how we see what's possible. Sometimes the language we use with ourselves can invite new beginnings, or it can hold us in the same old routines. There are mindsets that live in fear, a kind of "what if I fail" voice, while others are rooted in gentle hope and curiosity, asking, "What happens if I just try even a little?" For me, the biggest shifts in my days don't actually come from big moments. It's those small, silent changes in how I speak to myself. I remember one morning, just an ordinary day, when my first thought was, "I can't handle all this." I caught myself and softened it. Maybe I just haven't handled this yet. That subtle shift opened up the whole rest of my day. You might try noticing your own sentences. Sometimes the tiniest change makes all the difference. Let's talk quietly about that feeling of not enough. You know, maybe not enough time, not enough courage, or not enough opportunity. That sense can guide a lot of your choices before you even notice it happening. One small language tool I use, perhaps you'll find it useful too, is replacing "I can't" with "I can't yet." That single word, "yet," offers just enough space for something new to appear. For example, I was once hesitant to try a new teaching activity with my students. My first instinct was, maybe it won't work. But then, instead of just stopping, I asked myself, how could I try? That question led me to experiment, and even though it wasn't perfect, it brought a little spark of energy, a possibility I might have missed by saying no too soon. So, if we were to think about habits that build a rich mindset, perhaps they're more about the little things than grand gestures. Protecting a little time each day for what matters, asking thoughtful questions like, "What can I learn from this?" And, honestly, just practicing gratitude for what's quietly working already. When thoughts get stuck, the "I'm stuck" story, I try pausing and turning it into, "I haven't figured it out yet." That new habit doesn't make problems disappear, but it creates a gentle window for change. My own daily routine isn't flashy. I just take a few moments in the morning, or sometimes in the calm after rain, to be grateful for something small. That act, quiet but consistent, slowly strengthens the kind of mindset that is open to new growth. Another gentle practice is to notice the spaces and people you surround yourself with. Having a group, or even just one person, who encourages growth and curiosity can make such a difference. It doesn't matter if it's an online group, a friend, or even a language partner. It's the sense of being supported that counts. Sometimes sharing your goals out loud with someone builds a quiet sort of accountability. It helps to know someone else hears your intentions and cares enough to ask how you're doing. I like to keep a small corner of my workspace or a digital note dedicated to my intentions, reminders of gratitude and progress. Even seeing a simple note like, "You tried today," brings a little warmth and keeps my growth visible. Setting a gentle intention each day, perhaps just to notice one positive shift in your thinking or actions, can create a steady ripple of change. At the end of the day, reflecting on how that tiny shift affected your mood or your choices is a lovely practice. One new habit that helps is asking a curious question daily, maybe about your language learning, your work, or even your feelings. This kind of curiosity brings in new perspectives and breaks old patterns. You might like to keep a journal or join a little community where sharing your progress is welcome. Being cheered on and giving encouragement to others adds a layer of support we sometimes forget we need. Rituals can be as simple or as involved as you like. Many people find that journaling or quiet reflection, even for just 5 minutes a day, helps deepen their awareness of the thoughts running through their mind. You might also set gentle weekly goals, just small stretches outside your comfort zone, so growth feels steady and safe rather than overwhelming. Surround yourself, even virtually, with inspiring stories, maybe books, podcasts, or stories of people who share openly about their own journeys. It's amazing how much we can learn from others who've walked similar paths. A daily reflection practice, like jotting down one positive change you noticed in yourself, can really anchor your progress. Even the smallest change deserves to be recognized. Challenging yourself each week, perhaps stepping gently outside your comfort zone in a tiny way, helps keep things steady but never stagnant. I like the idea of a growth jar, writing down your ideas, curiosities or goals and revisiting them whenever you need inspiration. It's a lovely way to remind yourself of just how far you've come. Starting your morning with an intention, such as carrying a single positive thought through your day, sets a gentle tone from the beginning. It's a small anchor in the rush of life. I like to pause halfway through the day, could just be a couple of minutes, to reflect on any insight or progress so far. It's easy to forget how much we grow, even in a few hours. And at night, finishing with one small success or lesson helps close the day with gratitude and quiet purpose. Let's take that idea a step further. Beginning your day with a clear intention, focusing on even one positive thought, helps create a sense of purpose right from the start. A midday check-in to reflect briefly is such a gentle, sustaining habit, almost like pressing pause to breathe and notice. Ending the day by noting one lesson or success, even if it's small, reinforces self-awareness and makes tomorrow feel like another quiet beginning. Sharing your weekly progress, maybe with a friend, in a message, or even a small journal entry, creates accountability and brings a sense of companionship to your growth. Structure helps as well. Having a visual reminder, like a chart or affirmation space, keeps your goals present and visible. And don't forget to practice gratitude, not just for your own wins, but for the support you receive. Acknowledging that helps us see how connected our growth really is. Reaching out to a supportive community or group makes the journey less lonely and a bit more joyful. Even sharing your intentions or experiences once a week can deepen your sense of belonging and encouragement. Reflecting on the week, perhaps by journaling about your challenges and successes, builds a strong foundation of self-trust and insight. You might also make your intentions visible by creating a small space in your room or on your device filled with reminders of what you're growing towards. Each day, try to notice and celebrate at least one small victory. These moments matter more than we often give them credit for. They tell us we're moving, even if slowly. Share these wins, even the tiniest ones, with someone you trust. The encouragement and perspective keeps motivation alive. At the week's end, journal about your journey. Take in not just what you've achieved, but what you've learned about yourself along the way. Beginning each morning with a clear intention, simple, positive, reachable, helps you start with purpose. Make it a habit to pause around midday, checking in with yourself about what's going well and what feels challenging. End the day by naming one small thing that worked or a lesson you learned. You'll notice, over time, your story slowly changes shape. A weekly review looking over your progress and any obstacles or fresh insights allows you to adjust your approach and keeps you growing with intention. Consider combining gratitude and reflection at day's end. Write down not just your victories, but your lessons, so both appreciation and learning walk together. A visual map, chart or doodle in your living space can become a vivid source of inspiration when you need it most. Each week, try identifying a new positive habit aligned with your life goals. This could be as small as writing down 3 things you're grateful for or practicing deep breathing in the morning. Set aside a special time just for reflection. Maybe it's after a cup of tea or before bed to deepen your awareness and strengthen your intentions. Sharing these reflections with someone safe, whether a friend or a group, brings both support and gentle accountability. Establishing a weekly ritual for honest review allows you to notice what's blossoming and what, perhaps, needs some gentle care. Keeping a visible growth chart or map nearby lets you celebrate achievements in a way that's quietly motivating. And at the end of each day, practicing gratitude alongside reflection helps reinforce even the smallest mindset shifts. Try beginning each day with a quiet affirmation, something true and kind, like, "I am learning and growing every day." Build resilience by looking back on the challenges you've already handled and reminding yourself of the strength you brought to those moments. A positive focus in the morning, even just one thing you're grateful for, can shift your entire outlook. A quiet morning ritual might mean selecting a single word or goal to focus on for the day. It's a simple way to begin with intention. Take a brief moment midday just to check in with yourself. No pressure, just noticing what's working or what might need care. In the evening, journal a small win or new lesson. This helps set the stage for another day rooted in growth. Find someone or a group where sharing your growth journey feels safe and encouraging. These check-ins build both accountability and community. Make your growth visible with a small, dedicated space for affirmations, intentions, or successes. Set regular times, once a week or every 2 weeks, to reflect, celebrate accomplishments, and gently set new intentions for what's ahead. Patience matters so much. Set realistic expectations for yourself. Real, lasting change is always a quiet process, never rushed. Create a growth action plan with small possible steps. Regularly reviewing this keeps you motivated and helps you see progress over time. When you meet obstacles, remember the times you've already survived challenges. You have strengths built into your story. Develop a gentle weekly reflection ritual. Look over your progress map or growth journal. Celebrate your steps and set intentions for the coming week. Share your experiences, even briefly, with a mentor or supportive community. Fresh perspectives and encouragement are powerful motivators. Create a visual affirmation corner where growth goals and kind reminders are always within sight. Every morning, set a small growth intention for the day, something that stretches but never overwhelms. Pause at midday to check in, adjust your mindset, or simply notice what's happening within. End your day by reflecting on one success or new lesson, gently preparing your mind for tomorrow's possibilities. Build your personal growth plan by breaking big goals into smaller, steady steps that you check in on each week. Reflect regularly on how you overcame challenges, using those memories to strengthen your resilience for whatever is ahead. Celebrate your progress every week. Tiny wins are still wins, and each one deserves to be noticed. Find or create a space with someone you trust or a group to regularly share your journey. The sense of being seen and encouraged is valuable. Keep a visual or physical reminder, anything from sticky notes to a beautiful notebook, to hold your recent wins and keep focus on your goals. Set aside regular times to reflect, review your growth, celebrate, and gently plan your next gentle steps. Let your mornings begin with an intention, maybe an affirmation or a simple goal. Carry that with you throughout the day. Pause midday to acknowledge anything new you've noticed or learned, no matter how small.